So, good afternoon, guys. This is your weekly update number 111. And today, evidently, we're going to be talking about all the things that have been happening in Upsticks world in Spain. I want you guys to join in with me as well. We have got no visa news this week, unfortunately, but we have got news on renewals. We also have, we're going to talk about the what's happening with the fuel prices. We've got some photos sent in from people. We've got just all sorts, as usual, going on for our weekly update number 111. Our competition as well. Competition was fun. The old Spanish word I've turned inadvertently into a competition now, um, which is costing me about 15 euros a week in couriers, to be honest, but it's fun. So we're going to do another competition this week. And if you want your chance, check this out. Also, what we're doing is because we are moving offices, so contracts are supposed to be signed on the 6th of April with a moving date of the 1st of May. We're going to a bigger office. We have had a fabulous time here in the Vivero de Empresas. We've had 6 years, and I've seen, very fortunately, Upsticks grow during that time, and we have outgrown the place. We can't really carry on in the office where we are, so we are moving over the road, just over the road, just out this window here, just to another place which is a bit bigger, so we can have a meeting desk in there, because more and more and more we are seeing people. When Upsticks was first a brand, it was before COVID, and COVID kicked in. We didn't see anybody for many years, and now more and more we're seeing more people, and more people coming to Malaga as well, which is great. So yeah, but if you want your chance, the reason I say that is because we've actually been diving deep into the merch table, which we have over there, and eventually we're going to have a whole merchandise cupboard, because I'm a bit obsessed with it in the new office. But I just came across these, which I forgot to get out. Look at them, notebooks. Fabulous notebooks. Nothing in them. That's to record your journey in Spain. Upsticks notebooks. So this, if you want your chance, I've got 3 of these to give away today. If you want your chance to win one of these notebooks, stick around, and when we do our Spanish word competition, I will be giving them out to the winners. Let's jump on the live and see who's about. Hi, Chris. Donald's here, and everyone else. Enjoy the glorious weather here in Almuñeca. How is Almuñeca? I will be in Almuñeca in May. Donald, I'm visiting family, and I will be there for the weekend. You may get a visit, or we should meet up, not in official capacity, and have a beer and a tapper over there, even if it's a sin alcohol. Hola, Stephen Pauline in sunny Torox. I've got something to say about you later on. It's all good. Jen, buenas tardes. I received my calendar and a few extra bits. Yeah, I chucked some. Did you see that, Jen? I went a bit mad, chucked a few things in there for you as well. And Alex, hi from wet and cold Kilmarnock. Oh, sorry, it's lovely weather over here. So yeah, how many people? We've got 10 people on at the moment. That's awesome. Right, so let's get cracking. Have me coffee. Really, it's so what are you guys doing for Easter? Before we get started, what's happening? Let me tell you about next week as well. Next week, I don't know what's happening. It may be a recorded one. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it live. Don't know if I'm going to be able to do it live. I'm in the UK next week for 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So next week, we have decided to close the office. So the office will actually be closed because I've got to go to the UK for 3 days. Thursday, Friday is then bank holidays anyway, so the office will be closed. Jane is going to have a well-deserved Easter break. So she will be off during Easter and not here. So we'll go in shutting down, going into emergency mode, i.e. that we will be checking all the emails for emergencies. Don't worry, we always check them to make sure there's nothing needs attending to immediately. But if there's something that can wait till the following week, it certainly will do. So Easter, bit of an Easter shutdown, but don't worry, the following week we will be up and running. And it's basically, I've to be honest, I've got to go to a funeral on Monday, which means I'm out all day. It's not, it's not, nothing's going to happen. I'm not going to go jump on a laptop after that. And then I am going to take advantage on Tuesday to visit my mum. I haven't seen for 6 months, and then and my nan as well, who's 97 now. So yeah, so we said, you know what? That's the best thing to do, guys. So, but don't worry, if you are our clients, our emails will be checked for emergencies. But if you don't get an answer for a couple of days, that's why. So I don't know if I'm going to be live next week. I don't know. I don't know. I might do a recorded one because could do it live from the UK, I suppose, on my laptop. Never really set it up on my laptop. I did do a live the other day on my mobile with Scats. Maybe that will work. Anyway, let's carry on now with our residency stuff. So no visas in, but we have had an awful lot of crazy things come through on the requirements for the renewals. Now these have just literally I'm gonna read just some of the stuff we have to put up with behind the scenes. All right, so a lot of the time you'd be like, okay, well, this document needs updating, or this needs doing. I'm just going to bring one of these up. I'm not going to show you it because I can't. These have literally just dropped in, and because they generally come in together, right? And here's one here. So we've had one, right? So we need a full updated copy of the passport, well scanned. This one produced was from 2025. Well, it wasn't. I scanned it, and the passport's absolutely fine. And it said that there's a problem with two of the stamps. Well, the problem with the stamps is they didn't stamp them properly. That was the problem with the stamp. It didn't get stamped properly at the airport. And when there's about 5,000 people in the queue, it's really hard. It's easy for me to say, now, I'll make sure the policeman stamps it properly. But where are you supposed to stay? Even if you can get a stamp nowadays, so I'm going to have to go back to immigration and we go back with further proof of the dates, the stamps maybe, and say this is the travel documents from those dates. But as far as the documents concerned, they give us a 6 megabyte maximum capacity for a PDF. So we do reduce it down a bit lower than that. But I scanned that passport and it's the same. I scanned it here in the office. The client specifically came. So I'm going to go back with that. What I may do is give them the original file, which was 30 megs, divide it into a load of different 6 megabytes file and upload it bit by bit. That might be an idea. Typical here, one that somebody is on an S1. I don't know why they're doing this now. If you've got an S1, you've got an S1 and you've got it, haven't you? You've been awarded it for your life. Healthcare here in Spain. Okay, you can, there's a little bit, if you're a beneficiary to somebody and that person passes away, anyway, let's not go down that road. But if you are a state pensioner, you've got this one and you're owed right, you've got it for life. Well, what happens now is we do the renewal. So the first renewal's fine. You've got an S1. In fact, the first certificate we get is normally the certificate which proves that the S1 has been registered with the Social Security, is normally valid for 2 years, and we get it directly from Social Security. But you can go online and get yourself an updated one which lasts for a year at any time. So what we normally do is we'll submit the original one and then we'll get an updated one just to show that the person's still registered, but it is for life. So it doesn't have a start and an end date, particularly like a private health insurance does. But the actual certificate from Social Security does say when it was issued and when it's valid to. Okay, but you can just get an updated one because it's Social Security for life, national healthcare system, blah, 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 blah. And now every single time they come back to us and say, we need you to prove that you've been registered with the Social Security during the whole time of the renewal. So the previous 2 years, which most people don't have because they don't think about updating their certificate halfway through this years 2 and 3, and it's never been needed before. So we have to go back and state the European law, which states that even In theory, when your S1's got the date on it, although we have to go through a pre-registration, a registration, and a certificate to actually go to see the doctors in Spain, in theory, from the date you got that S1, you had the right for healthcare in Spain, and that's never been lost. And then we back it up with doctor's appointments and stuff like that. But yes, I do not know why they're asking these now, because they never used to for the S1 people. Another crazy requirement, whatever things, and these all get answered, and eventually they will get approved. But yeah, it's just stuff. Sometimes you'll get these things, and they get these things, and we won't even need to address the clients and just say, okay, we need to go back and answer this, or we need this, or we've actually got this on file. So a lot of times I say to clients, just send me everything, and we put together what we believe is needed. They come back and it's in the everything folder. We may go back with more stuff, but yeah. Now I had another one here. They quite clearly have not looked at the file, because they're saying no documentation was sent in for healthcare. Well, you cannot close the file and upload it without putting something in. And I checked, and we had uploaded the healthcare certificate. So we're going to go back and upload the healthcare certificate again. But it does state here that if you haven't got a healthcare certificate and you have got the convenio especial, then that is valid proof of healthcare in Spain. So it's good to actually have an official document. A lot of people ask me that. They say, is the convenio especial valid for healthcare in Spain? Yes, it is, but there's a few caveats here. The first thing is that the convenio especial must have started, your letter of approval must state a date before the end of your private health insurance. Okay, so you've got a bit of a date juggle to do there. So if you're thinking of going on the convenio especial, first thing is you have to have been in Spain for more than 12 months, legal resident in Spain for more than 12 months to apply, which means that by default, normally people who are intending to go on the convenio especial have to get the second year's health insurance as part of their second renewal. First renewal, sorry, part of the first renewal. And then during that second year, once they've been approved, make the switch. But a few things you need to take into account is how long is the average time the convenio especial is taken to be approved in your area. Bearing in mind, once it's approved, you start paying it. So you may be paying double with your healthcare for a while. And what period does your healthcare company need, or what notification period to get rid of the private insurance? Because most of them want to know 2 to 3 months, maybe even 1 month in advance, without giving you any sort of contractual breaches. So you've got to find out how you can, when you have to send them the letter that you won't be continuing, it could be up to 2 months before, and how long in your area the convenio especial is taking, and then you can start the process and try and work out that timeline. So yeah, there we go. I could go on with the letters we received from immigration today, but I'm not going to. Who else is on the line here? Donald, you're welcome at the house. But you haven't seen the people I'm coming with, Donald. Thank you. You haven't seen them. They're really. Oh, get Lara, Isla, maybe the dogs even. Oof. It could be a party. How you doing, guys? Here we go. Stu, I've got a question from you here. I don't know what I'll do with it. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I haven't got your question here, but I've got something that I scribbled for the answer. So I think, Stu, you asked, is the digital certificate the same as a digital signature? Well, the digital certificate is the digital signature is, when people are referring to it, is basically a product of the digital certificate. I hope I explain this well. So you can get digital certificates. The digital certificate allows you to access, identify yourself on certain platforms. So let's use the DGT, Dirección General de Tráfico. Let's use that as an example of a digital signature, a platform where you could use a digital certificate. So you get this electronic software, which is called a digital certificate, and there's certain people who issue these certificates, and these certificates are there for you to identify who you are online in a secure way. So the FMNT, for example, that's the Fábrica de Moneda Nacional de Timbre. That's the Royal Mint here in Spain. They issue digital certificates, so you can identify yourself with them, and they have the software, which means you can identify yourself on these platforms. So does the tax office. So the tax office has a clave, which you can also use, which is a digital certificate. So, for example, in my case, funnily enough, my accountant, Antonio, holds my FMNT certificate because he needs to access all the back end of everything for the accounts, for the business and stuff. And you can organize to have one for you, one for representative, or you could have two different types of certificates. So I've got on my phone the clave, the CLAVE, which has got the arroba, the A and the A, which comes from the tax office, right? Because I'm not mixing the two. Right, I access everything I need really on the phone using my digital signature. So I have a clave certificate on my phone, which helps with my driving license and everything else. And Antonio, my accountant, has the FMNT certificate. Now, when I enter my phone using that certificate, it's known as a digital signature. So I'm signing in using the certificate. So your digital signature is when you use the software. The digital certificate is the actual software on your computer or device. I hope I didn't overcomplicate that too much. Where's Robbo? Robbo's here. Robbo, Jane was singing your praises today, actually, Robbo. Here you go. So Robert says, going through the it's good information. Hi Chris, going through the convenience with you now. It can take us 2 months. We are 1 month into that 2 months. Make sure you keep your health insurance in place, and every single piece of paperwork they send you, make sure you keep it. Dal Woodhouse, hey, how you doing, Dal? Hi, granddaughter. Oh, congratulations. We only spoke this morning. £9.05. All doing well. Congratulations, Dale. Well done. What's £9.05 in European language? Because I don't understand pounds ounces. I'm born in 1978. Would you believe that at school we didn't really learn pounds and ounces? We were during the kilos and pounds. 5 ounces in kilos is, blimey, 4.22 kilos. That's a healthy baby you got there. That's a healthy granddaughter. Your third one. I remember that from yesterday. Congratulations. Robbo says, convenience for Sandra, not for me. Also, a point to note, it only covers pre-existing conditions that are life threatening. There are restrictions with the convenio especial. I also read somewhere, I think it's regionally different as well, but I read somewhere that if you had treatment which required an ambulance pickup on a regular basis, that wouldn't be covered. You would only be covered in an emergency as well. And you also have to pay for prescriptions, I believe, as well on the convenio especial. Right then, what else have we got here? Because I've been waffling on for enough. Yeah, so I was just talking to some people today and yesterday. I just wanted to bring this up. Was unfortunately at the moment when we offer our NRV service, we have what we call stage 1 and stage 2. Stage 1, okay, is where we help people remotely to prepare their files to go to the consulate in their country of origin, and stage 2 is once you're here in Spain, is to register that visa in Spain, and we call that stage 1, stage 2. Unfortunately, at the moment, we are not managing the stage 1 process for the US and for Canada for many reasons. We don't have capacity in the office to do it, for the time difference as well. And we also don't have the same network as many of you guys have been through in the UK with the apostilles, translations, etc., to get those jobs turned around like that quick. We just don't have it in certain areas yet in the US. I would love it. We're going to a new office. Who knows what's going to happen in the future? We're going to have more desks, and have the American expert. Who knows? I'd love that. That would be my dream. But at the moment, we're only managing stage 2 for Americans, I'm afraid, who are coming here with a visa in hand, and we do the registration and a lot of the time the new renewal as well. Hey Trudy, how you doing? Right, and so that was our residency section. Let me just see if I actually put anything to one side in our residency folder this week. Can't remember. No, I didn't. Never mind. Let's go on to our next section, shall we? Which is quite a big one this week. So the news section. Now, have you noticed that the price has gone down on fuel? Have you noticed that? The Sanchez here has given us a 5 billion bailout as such. Basically, lots and lots and lots of things have been happening. It's been all over the news. But one of the biggest things is he's given us a subvención and a reduction in the rate of the VAT for the fuel prices. And I just wanted to show you what it was here in Alarin this morning. Just show you the difference. Now, where we work, we are surrounded by houses, industrial estates. It's very pretty as well, but we have 4 petrol stations. Do we need 4? I don't know. But let's start with the cheapest. So we started off with Plen Oil, which is the one that Robbo uses and sends me occasionally. That oil is called Plen Energy here. That was diesel 179 and the petrol was 151.9. So I haven't seen it that low for at least 3 weeks. If you remember, it was one point I did a short, it was 149.5 for both of those. But diesel, even with the reduction, seems to be still quite high. Then the next, this is one of our local cheapies called Las Americas. This is a local company. They generally compete with Clean Energy. I generally support these guys because these guys are local rather than a national company. But they're up at 158. So they're already 7 cents more expensive on the diesel than Plain Energy, which over 50 litres, is a couple of quid, isn't it? Then we've got right outside the office here, we've got Thepsa, which is another national brand. Well, their diesel is at 181 and their petrol is up at 160 there. So they're around the same price. I thought for a big national brand that involved with Carrefour, the Carrefour own them. I don't know if Carrefour own them. They were quite cheap for the petrol. So petrol's still sitting between 150 and 160, whereas diesel's up there. And now this is the Shell garage outside of Lidl's here. That was again 161 and 180 for the diesel. So have you guys even noticed it? I mean, the thing is, for you guys who are retired here, are you even doing the mileage to have you noticed it the last 3 weeks? Because nowadays you fill up a tank and you're good for 800 kilometers, aren't you? So let me know. Let me know if you've seen any sort of incrementation in the costs of living where you are. And Robbo says here, look, thanks Robbo for that. Diesel here now 167, so it's cheaper than here in Andalusia, and petrol 147, so it's cheaper your end. Why is that? Is that because it has to be shipped down here? And Jen was worried about Robbo there, but there's no need to worry. So got 15 people online. So that was it. Yeah, let me know. Have you guys noticed any difference? Have you noticed the food prices going up? Get some photos out and about, send them to me and see. I feel sorry, for families who, well, I've got kids myself, obviously, but there's people who I've got 3-4 kids, maybe running 2 cars. We generally try and just run one if we can, or one not too far. But we're talking a full tank of fuel is 80 euros if you're using 2 of those a month. It's look. Donald says, "I'm thinking God or whoever for a hybrid car." I'm thinking God. Yeah, yes, I think hybrid car could be the way forward. We haven't got a hybrid car, but we do need a new one soon. Mars is looking a bit manky now. But yeah, hybrid could be the way forward, couldn't it? So yeah, let us know, guys out there, what you think about this new law, new bailout from our friend Sanchez. So moving on to YouTube. Moving on to YouTube. You can see I'm as well organized as usual. What have I saved in YouTube? Oh, didn't save anything in YouTube. Why didn't I save anything in YouTube? Never mind. Let's have a look at the comments, shall we? So with the comments on YouTube, I'll open them up first. Still got this lingering cold. Oh, don't feel it, or just sound it a little bit. Oh yeah, so we've got on YouTube here. Let me just come and check out some videos. Oh, that reminds me. Here we go. Look, if you do like the content, you can buy us a coffee there in the top left hand corner. There you go. Buy us a coffee. May not be spent on coffee, but if you're enjoying the content, then you can click on that and buy us a coffee if you're new around here. So I did a video with Scats not so long ago. There we go. Scats beats cancer. If I can get it up. I went in to see Scats there in the hospital. He's done well. He's come through the other end. They plugged him back in. Basically, he got rid of his stoma bag, and the hospital have plugged in his body, so he can now go to the toilet without a stoma bag. And I spoke to him this morning via email, and he said he was doing very well. So if you want to check that out, look at our channel, live from Carlos Island with Scats, just a video that I recorded, and I went on to talk about all sorts of rubbish, like going to the garden centre and buying coffee plants for no reason other than that's what I was doing at the time. So yeah, look at that, and let's go to our community and our comments. Now, we're not getting many new subscribers at all, but I'm doing it more off the cuff, sort of. I'll just record it and upload it type stuff, and people seem to like it. Today I was talking to a client and said, "Oh, I came across a video you did driving around Alorina Grande, and now they're actually looking maybe at coming here." And I did another client today who was going hopefully to the Mar Menor, and they're literally well, maybe a client, I don't know, I've only spoken today. They were down the road from where I was the other day, and that kind of content people seem to like, and I get more engagement on the channel, just less subscribers, but I don't really care, to be honest. The engagement, what it's all about, and I'm really enjoying it, to be honest, doing that. And I'm getting better at just, it's time consuming, you know, when you're trying to plan videos and stuff like that. But if you're just getting the camera out and shooting them and chucking them into CapCut, it doesn't take a lot of time. So if the editing's naff, I have to apologize, but it's all good. So a few shorts as well that I've done. Now this one really kicked off. This one here, I did a short about where am I in Murcia, and it was Marie, you answered Marminal Golf, the lovely urbanization with stripper bars and restaurants outside. That's correct, Marie. And also, Kev got that right as well. So well done, Kev. And Paul Nipper did a short in Cartagena. And Paul said, great city, loads of history and good center with access to the port. Yeah. Chris, oh, this was Robbo. Robbo, he asked me, Chris, where did you park? Can you add the Google Maps pin, please? Yeah. Oh, I'll add it to your comment actually now. So I parked in the Plaza de España parking there in Cartagena. Great place to park. Plaza de España, Cartagena. There you go, parking. I've added that to your comment. I think. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh no, I haven't. I don't know. I'll add it afterwards. Don't worry about it. But yeah, Plaza de España, Robo. That's where you want to go if you are parking in Cartagena. And we have here, on my how to apply for non-lucrative visa video, which is older than, wow, I didn't have as much grey hair when I did that video. So it's great people still coming across it. Andrew Tomlinson. Hello, Chris. We are going to be using your services in the near future for the NRV. We have been quoted by Sanitas for the medical insurances. Have you heard of this company, and are they suitable, or can you recommend a company, please? Sanitas have always been very good, Andrew. They give you good certificates, great paperwork. Never really heard any problems about them. They generally tend to be on the more expensive side of the companies. We use brokers to give you different options from different companies. But a lot of the time, unless there's a company local to you in an office that you can drop into that we work with, then we would recommend them. But Sanitas have always been pretty good, albeit they generally tend to be slightly higher priced. Anybody else had any experience with Sanitas? Tell Andrew, and drop a message on there, please, or drop a message on our channel. Going down, Patrick O'Connell, great to see you on. Scats looking good in my Scats video. There was someone here who said on the Scats video, OC, we know him. I watch his videos. Best regards. I hope you're back on track soon. That's from Pune Gazuila. And a question here. Hi, can I renew my NLV for a third time due to 11 months total absence in 5 months? I might not be able to apply for permanent residence. Therefore, I'm considering renewing my NLV instead of for a third time. That's not possible, unfortunately. You cannot renew it for a third time, unfortunately. You have to find a platform you can move on to. But if you haven't been here for the 10 months, that could be difficult. Missed the live. There's Paul Cook. Just bought some coffees for Scats. Yeah, buy some coffees from Scats on that video. You can see the link. Said, I don't know, Said Akas. I think I say your name okay there, mate. I'm very sorry if I didn't. Unfortunately, we couldn't help in person with your case, but you said I did give a little bit of advice, and I showed on my short the 30 seconds to 30 seconds from Marmanor to the Mediterranean. And Said said, sounds great, Chris. I am in Benidorm, might pay a visit this year. By the way, Chris, I owe you a big thank you for your support and prompting my response every time I needed your help regarding the residency issue. Now I've renewed my card after 5 years, and thanks again for your help. If one day you're ever near Cayosa de Sarria, it would be a pleasure to buy you a coffee. Now, I know Cayosa. That's where all the Nisperos are. I've been up there before. And yeah, thank you very much, Said. That's great. And if you want to buy us a coffee for the help, you can do it up here in the top left-hand side. And yeah, we got here's another question on the traveling with an expired TIE card video. My daughter is flying into Malaga from Edinburgh with an expired TIE card. She's a student and is coming back to renew it. Therefore, she has an appointment booked as an email on her phone. I'm really worried she might have problems, but we had to wait for the card to expire in order to get an appointment. Should I get something for her in addition to the appointment details? Many thanks. I take it that that's a withdrawal agreement card, and no, you won't have any problems traveling in just on your passport in theory. With the withdrawal agreement, people, I've not seen one person have any problems from the withdrawal agreement entering after the card has been expired. So far, not been told of any problems at all. So I think you'll be fine as long as you got proof of your appointment. And that's it. I think that's it for our comments on YouTube today. So let's go back. We've got 17 people on. Oh, I think I've had one scan on the QR code. Look at that. I think that's the scan thing at the top there. I can never really tell. There we go. So we have got, let's go back to our comments. Donald, on the sunset of your videos on dropping off and packing up in Malaga. On the subject of your videos, picking up in Malaga proved invaluable in the last couple of weeks. Oh, that's great. That video gets a lot of hits. Maybe I should do more stuff like that. Robert says the 5 billion bailout is good and needed. However, somewhere along the line, they're going to want to claw that back. So taxes will probably go up. Yep, there's I mean, same old story. It's going to be paid, isn't it? But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what taxes go up again. And yeah, okay, let's go to our next section now. What we're going up to? Let's go to so Jane says today, guys, appointment preparation. This is what we're talking about now. We have an update when it comes to booking the appointments. The update is we have had, I would say, a relatively good winter. I'm over the moon. Thank you to everybody who helps us with the appointments in the team. So that's myself and Jane in the office. We've got Julie and the A team. They help us book appointments as well. Not to mention Victoria, who's over there in Mercia and Alicante as well, who helps us with our appointments. And she also gives us a heads up when there's appointments coming live, because it is just behind the scenes. The appointments is to book appointments is a nightmare. You have to have phones everywhere. You've got digital certificates everywhere. You've got everything you need. But it's becoming increasingly more difficult. Can you believe that we've just booked appointments for the 31st of May in Malaga? The 31st of May. We're not even at the 31st of March yet. They're already creeping up to 2 months ahead. This is getting difficult. Why is it difficult? Because if you've got people coming in on S1s and they need their S1, but they're unsure about getting a padron. They don't know how long the padron's going to take in the town hall, but we need the padron to register them. Then they need to have an appointment. Maybe there's a month gap between the padron and the appointment. We can't go to social security. We won't get a healthcare certificate. That'll be delayed another month. All these factors is something. It's like a moving ball of information that every single client is different and goes onto a spreadsheet when we're trying to book appointments, and the appointments are becoming difficult. So Jane today has just sent me through 2 appointments for EU citizens, which is desperately needed for their family members as well, for the beginning of April. Well done getting those over the line. But then suddenly Tom of the Way is in May. Then we have this thing. Do we book them for May, or do we wait to see if they open up appointments earlier? Do we secure that appointment, or do we wait? Because once it's booked, you can't book another one unless you cancel that one. Or, like on other occasions, we wait and then the appointments creep over into June, and then it's even longer. This is the juggling act with the appointments. So the problem is sometimes we get people going, well, I would really like the 14th at 3:00. It's just not going to happen. Okay. So patience is a virtue when it comes to the appointments, and it is the most important thing. Going to the police station, whatever platform you're doing, so the person you're working with, even if it's not just us, just have a little bit of patience with the booking process. Know and trust that you will get an appointment, but that appointment may not be exactly how you want it. When you're going to the appointments, remember, if you don't know where the place is, maybe do a dummy run. Do a dummy run to the police station. We've got loads of articles, and I try and do videos for each one. If you look into our articles on the website, then I try and do a video for each one. But you definitely tells you where to go, where to park. But if you're unsure, make sure you either do a dummy run and go and grab a coffee the day before, or leave with plenty of time, because we can't always guarantee that if you're late, then we can actually get you in to the police station. We had to the other day. A client of ours ended up arriving 3 hours late, believe it or not, because of a mistake in the date. I said, we'll come down anyway. We'll try and do our best. And then we're missing documents because they haven't brought them with them. And just try and read the email and be as prepared as possible. And don't forget, you always need your passport. So make sure you bring your passport with you to the appointment, and check where your TIE card is and everything. But just con tranquilidad. The appointments are getting harder to get. They really are. So the sooner we have information around the timeline when you're coming into Spain, the sooner we can try and manage the expectations of the appointments accordingly. But they don't always happen in the dates that people desire, I'm afraid. So that was just a little note there from Jane. Also, Jane would like to thank Robbo for this. These nuggets of information are fantastic for us, Robbo. So I think you gave this to Jane a while ago. And oh, hang on a minute. No, that's the wrong one. There we go. Things like this, we grow because we work across the whole of Spain, So there's little bits and little snippets of information that Jane, once clients tell us this, Jane nicks it and adds it into our information. And so you guys, if you got, and I don't mind putting it out here. So for example, Robbo a while ago, probably don't even remember doing this, shared this with us. Okay, where you can get your photos in Torrevieja. It's called Via Torrevieja. There you go. So, Fotografia Torrevieja, which is surprisingly close to Smart Salute, who we also use for it's on the same road as Smart Salute, believe it or not, because they're over here. That's them there. That's Smart Salute, and there's Fotografia Torrevieja. That's a great place for to get your photographs, according to Robbo, for your TIE card. And if you're also getting married, obviously you can see there that they do wedding shots as well. But yeah, that if we've got somebody in that area that, where do I get my photos beforehand? Boom, there you go. You go in there. Why? Because someone else, one of our clients, has already tried and tested it. So, Robbo, thank you for that. And I think, and if wherever you do go, send us the information. We'll get it out to our community. Doesn't it not only help the community, it helps our business, but it helps everybody. And I'm big on just sharing the information, guys. Sharing it. Let's make it happy for everybody who wants to move to Spain. So, right then, what's the next thing? Let's go on to the food. There we go. So, with the food, what have we got here with the food today? Must be something interesting. Hang on a minute. Oh, yes. He says confidently as the photo doesn't load. Look at that. Gravy. Lots of gravy. That was a lovely roast dinner that was cooked by Lara from Upsticks Drive. And we would like to thank Steve and Pauline for bringing us some gravy to the office. And just to let you know, it was absolutely amazing. I did have a bit of a chew on my Yorkshire pudding there before I realized I was supposed to be taking a photo, and a bit of a roast chicken there meal. First time I had a roast in ages, and it was with the proper nice gravy powder that you should have. I think it was the Bisto, wasn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong, Steve, and not that cheap stuff that I used to get from Iceland. So yeah, it was very nice, and thank you very much for bringing that over to us. It was much appreciated. What's next? What's next? Oh, here we go. Right, guys. We got lots of emails in. Thank you very much. But I'd like to say congratulations. Oh, here we go. I've got it here. To the winners. So well done to Jeanette, Scott, Jeanette, Scott, and Sharon. There we go. That was the right winners, wasn't it? Please tell me I got that right. Yeah, I did. Of course I did. I get confused, if I ever get anything wrong, just put in the comments, Chris, you got that wrong. Okay, I won't take offense for getting it wrong. Okay, but I do all the time. I get things wrong. And the word, obviously, I was looking for a Spanish fruit with 7 letters was naranja. And I had about 10 emails in the end. We're running a competition, get 10 emails is great. But unfortunately, Stephen Pierce, you were too late. But Jeanette, Scott, and Sharon, who you should have actually had your prizes already. Let me know if you did. Oh, Sharon did, because she came and picked hers up. Sent them out the day afterwards, and it was orange, naranja, 7-word orange fruit. So remember that your learning journey, naranja. It's a very good word to practice your J's with. I used to practice naranja because it's got one R in it, which you have to a little bit of an R, and it's naranja. Am I saying that right, Raul?
Yeah.
Yeah, even Raul says, and he was born here, so he says I'm not doing too bad today. Okay, then. So if you would like a chance, and I'm going to have my emails open to see this, see who comes in first. This is going to be funny. Who's actually going to come in first? And oh, I've got some. Oh, thank you, Jen. Jen bought some coffees from McDonald's for Jane. I'll tell her that. Thank you, Jen. I didn't realize I just got my emails open here. Thanks, guys, for that. And thank you, Neil and Debbie. Thank you for buying me a coffee. That's great. I will get a McDonald's in for Jane tomorrow. Okay, that is a promise. I will. In fact, I'm going to forward that to her now so she can see it. There you go. Jen, I've literally just forwarded that. There you go for you tomorrow. I'll put in there that tomorrow's. Am I allowed some chicken wings? I don't really like the burgers, but I don't mind the chicken wing from McDonald's, to be honest. So there we go. Buy a McDonald's. If anybody else wants to contribute to Jane's McDonald's tomorrow, please hit the QR code. So where were we? Yes, our competition. Would you like to win one of these fabulous Upsticks notebooks? So this is where you can write your journey in here, moving to Spain. Look at that. That is amazing. There's loads of pages in there. All right. One of these, I can send these to the UK. I can send these to Spain. If you're going to Spain, you might have some little extra goodies put in there for you as well. If it's the UK, I'm afraid I can only send this because it's looks like a letter. All right. And my question today is you need to answer to YouTube at upsticks.es, and the first 3 correct answers will win one of these books. And my question is, and I've got to word this right, what in Spanish, what is the fruit? What is, hang a minute, how did now I've got this wrong. I had this, you know what? Let me just look what I was written. I didn't write this down and I needed to. Now I'm going to hold you all in suspense now. There we go. To say this properly. Right. Hang on a minute. Are you ready for this? Stop. Oh, no, don't want to add screen sharing. I can't get the screen sharing off. What is the fruit? How do you spell the fruit with the least amount of letters? The first 3 answers will win one of these books. If it's somebody from last week, then that's perfect. Doesn't matter. So I want to know, what is the fruit with the least amount of letters in Spanish? Answers, come on. I'm waiting for my inbox just to blow up now. YouTube at upsticks.es. I've got that inbox open here. Please tell me that, and you can win one of these fantastic books. So there we go. Right, let's go on to our next section, and it'll be our last section because today I have to run off and I have to build a bed. And I've just printed off. You shouldn't print stuff off like we do, but I couldn't be doing with the instructions on the phone. Have you ever done DIY and had the instructions on the phone? You need instructions because you've got to leave them there and you've got to leave them there and use them to scratch your head. Couldn't be doing. And nowadays they send you the instructions on the phone to stop you, wastage of paper, and then just print them out anyway, don't we? But here we go. Let's go out and about. Let's see who's. We've got one winner. We've got one winner in already. You know who you are. You got a book on. At least I've got your address. That's the main thing. How we going here? Oh, Jen, you didn't get it. Jen, you didn't get it. No, sorry, Jen. Steve. Oh, the emails are coming in. I shouldn't be telling you this now. The winners will be next week. Let's see. Right. So where are we going now? Out and about. Right, so out and about, what do we have going on out and about? And we've still got 14 people on our regulars, a few less than normal. We've been up to 30 lately, but you know, we're happy here, aren't we? Is everybody happy? Hope you're all happy. I'll try and get somebody on soon as well. Here we go. And Scat sent me this just to let you know. He's already going to be out performing on the 27th of March. In Oh no, this is the radio show. Okay, I'm glad he's not performing because I think it's too early. But I know he's got to work. That's the thing. So, but yeah, no, that's a radio show. Check that out. He's already back to work now after having his colon reinserted and the bag removed after his cancer. Long journey, nearly 2 years after being diagnosed. He is back up and running. Well done, Scats. Good for you. Check that out. Nurka Radio. He's a muso, and I'm not a muso, really. I like different music to everybody else. And Jen, this is from you here. We have got 1 second. Here we go. What have I done? Got some pictures here from I'm going to read your email out. Hi, Chris. In case you want some pics in the future of rural farming villages, the town hall treated us to a tour of Oria and a little goodie bag with a bottle opener, map of Andalusia, and a car sticker with Indalo. Now, Indalo is the... Tell me if I'm wrong. Indalo is the symbol for Almeria. Yeah, when you see the guy with the thing like that, I'm probably not doing it correctly. So I think the Indalo is the symbol for Almeria because obviously the Indalo stickers everywhere. And the town hall have treated Jen and her friends to go and see a place called Oria. Now, Oria is, if I can find it, which I should have done before, really, shouldn't I? Where's Oria? It's in Almeria province. Here we go. And it is, it's just up the road from Garrucha. So it's sort of like Huercolovera, Owlbox Way. Yes, it's not a million miles away from Owlbox, really, is it? In Cantoria, I've got lots of clients up that way. And here's the pictures from Jen. And look, this just goes to show the diversity of Spain and inland. Nobody says like inland, it's arid and dry in Almeria and stuff like that. Doesn't look it there, does it? Look at that. Absolutely lovely. There we go. Oria. This is the beautiful church as well. Keep them coming, guys. Keep the photos coming of inland. People want to see their options of where they can move to, where to live, stuff like that. This is why when I've been doing my videos, I've been turning the camera around a little bit more, not just showing my ugly mug, showing the things around me. That's the square. Now, you always think of these like white Andalusian picturesque village, don't you? But that village there was picturesque, obviously, but it looks more like an inland Mercian village. You can see as you go in that far, Almeria is right at the east end of Andalusia. There's already the influences there from, the Murcia region. That's why if you show me that photo, I wouldn't have said Andalusia. I'd have said Murcia. Beautiful. Look at that. And is that because, the stone from around there is that color? Who knows why the houses aren't painted white there in Oria. Lovely landscape. Yeah. You see the red on those tiles? That's what they call caucho. Now, caucho is a paint that they paint on roofs to stop them from leaking. And one of the most typical things is that it's bright red. The reason I know that is because I'm researching ways to stop a roof from leaking at the moment. And when someone said, "I'll just paint it with caucho," and I took one look at that and I was like, no, not having a big red roof. And here we go as well. Wow, look like you're enjoying yourself. Look like it's a warm day as well. Blimey. Where's the photo of the group? Oh yeah, you sent me a photo of the group as well, didn't you there, Jen? You got any recommendation, guys, for anybody else who may want to join us on on the live of where to go. Sorry, I'm just going to try. I'm missing a photo. Then please stick them on. Stick them on. Let me know. I will tell everybody where to go. Here we go. Oh yeah, lovely place to visit. And that's the group from the town hall. I can't believe, go to your local town hall, find out what excursions are there, how much they cost. Let us know if you see of anything going on in your area, and we will get it out here on the out and about section. But I'll tell you what, it doesn't look like it was a very cold day, Jen. So yeah, well done, guys. Okay, then. Well, that's me for today. I'm going to wrap up a little bit early, about 5 minutes early. Let's just go back down to the comments, see what else we've got going on. And oh, here we go. So Kev the Argonaut's on. How you doing, Kev? Hope you're well. Spring is here. Just watered the plants and fruit trees, hence the late parade. Any of you got dogs? Now we've been. I need to get a new update with the dogs. But myself and Raoul, who's sat here actually working now. He's 12, but he's got to learn the business. You know what I mean? The family business. I've come to a point in my life now where I'm really happy because I've got garden space. I've never really had like a garden I could play with and plan. And so I started that and realized then that dogs wreck everything that you plant. How do you stop that? So I wanted a little allotment corner. So I'm going to put a fence up. Is there something I can put that they don't like? Is it raised beds? How do you guys cope with your dogs and planting stuff? What's the idea? The pots, they seem to leave the pots alone. If you position them correctly together, especially putting the spiky ones on the outside, they don't go for them. But who knows? So shout out to you, Chris. We deal with other services and no one else shared videos of where offices are, car parking. Oh, thank you. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I sort of would love to do more. It's sort of time, life, work balance. But for me, I'd be out all day doing it. And it does work, I don't know. Now, since I did Marmanor trip, well, I did the Matharon trip ages ago, and I spoke to loads of people then about Matharon, and we've got a great community there. And then I did the Marmanor trip this time, and I've just been speaking to loads of people who are moving close to that area. People have got more relationship. I've got to get out and do more videos. Got to get out and do more. At Dow, how lovely. As 4 and 2. This is back to the granddaughter. We went back yesterday for a short visit. Jan is still a bit sad. Oh, I did a whole video the other day about leaving the family. It just thoughts that came to my head. I had to just get out onto video. I'll publish that next week. How you guys deal with it. The Jekyll and Hyde of the good devil, the angel of I want to live in Spain, but I don't want to be away from my family. Just how do you deal with that? It's part of the process that no one understands because it's your personal situation. But any tips for, is there a certain time that you're going to be speaking to your grandchildren? Do you just do it off the hop? I like to speak to my family generally on Sundays for some reason now. I think it's because of the day we're chilling out, but it's become quite a thing. But yeah, how do you deal with that, guys? Kev says roast looks good. We have one of them in the oven right now. A rare treat. Nice. That was Lara's doing. I didn't touch that at all. I was painting Sunday morning. You probably see paint my hands. See, so glad you enjoyed it. It was Bisto Best from where I used to work in the Worst Nottinghamshire. Yeah, we had the Bisco Best, the full salt, not the reduced salt for Sunday because it was Sunday. So why not? Kev says, hi Stu. We did pecada with the family in Sunday spot as usual. Tried the menu del dia at the New Indian Moroccan in the Port Monday. It was good. Oh, cool. And that's down in Masaron, guys. For you guys don't know, try those places down in Masaron. And chicken wings, coffee or burgers, whatever. I'm just so grateful for your support over these last few years. Cheers. Yeah, I'll get some chicken wings. That's what I'm gonna get. And everybody's happy, Betty Life. Some good feelings here, guys. It's all good. Kev says, did you see the coastal village for sale in Almeria? I think it was 9 houses for 675,000. Needs a bit of work. Yeah, a lot of work, but 2 hectares right on the beach. I didn't see that. Share a link. Not that I'm moving, but share a link. 675 grand in Marbella doesn't buy you a garage anymore. I didn't see that. I wonder if it's got electric. I could be mayor. Should we move to a town? I've always thought, well, I said I'd be very good at politics. I'm like, no, I don't think so. But go there. We could call it Upsticks Town, couldn't we? Hey, Paul, no worries. You can catch up later on. Good to see you. I think we had a mention with you on the YouTube comments as well. Yeah, all good. All good. Good to see you on. We've gone over the hour now. Oh, being with the kids, Spain is quality rather than quantity. How lovely. That is how I deal with it. Yeah, it's great with kids. We don't. I mean, don't get me wrong. Spanish kids, they love a bit of McDonald's and a bit of pizza. If you can give it to them, they'll still eat it. But generally, you'll find that Spanish kids eat very well. And they're not, because it's there always in front of them. Like my kids, one of Raul's favorite dishes is boquerones in vinagre, which boquerones in vinagre is it's cured white bait or something. I don't know. It comes with parsley and garlic. He's loved that since he was a baby, because that's what you get when you go out, stuff like that. Sardines. Raul loves sardines because that's what we used to give him when he was a baby. It just lead for a healthier lifestyle, I think, than just burgers and croquetas. Though sometimes it does annoy me when they. One thing though, can I just say this? That Raul has taken a bit of a liking to his steak. Now I'm thinking that it was a bad idea to introduce him to steak because it cost me a lot more now to go. I used to complain. He used to be like, why do they always come over and suggest in front of the kids, oh, would you like nuggets? And then kids aren't going to go, oh, no, please don't give me nuggets, are they? And I'm going, no, don't suggest that. They can eat what we're eating. You know what I mean? Now, Ralph started eating steak. I'm sort of wishing, he'd stick to the nuggets. You know what I mean? LinkedIn post here. It's on your WhatsApp. Brilliant. Cheers, Kev. All right, guys. Well, look, thank you. There's still 17 of us on. I'm going to shoot off and go and build my daughter's bed, hopefully this evening. So she's got somewhere to sleep finally. We can't just keep checking her on the sofa with the dogs because they're getting bigger. Speak to you all next Wednesday, maybe live, maybe not. I don't know. I'm in the UK, but if not, the following week I will be live for next week 112 and the following week 113. Thanks to everybody who bought us a coffee, and we'll speak to you soon.